Welcome back, everybody. I'm glad you're with us and watching Trustdale TV. I am your consumer investigator, Dale Cardwell, and it's time for one of our show's weekly features, The Legal Lifeline, where Gary Martin Hayes guides us through the legal issues you should know about. Hi, Gary.
Dale, how are you?
Good to have you here today.
Thanks.
And today our topic is
car wrecks. And car wrecks happen every day in Georgia, but with these car wrecks come a lot of problems. You must get the car to a shop to be repaired, or you must replace the car if it's a total loss. Plus all the calls back and forth to the insurance company, the time missed from work, and oftentimes people are injured in these collisions. So if you're hurt in a wreck, will you know what to do to take on the insurance company and their lawyers? Well, with me today is attorney Richard Griffin from the Griffin Law Firm. He's a great lawyer, a great friend, and he's here today to help us discuss car accidents. So Richard, thank you for being here.
Glad to be here.
Now, we have about 350,000 car wrecks each year here in Georgia. Obviously, not all of them involve personal injuries, but some of them do. What would you say is the single most important thing for someone to know if they're involved in a car wreck?
Well, you absolutely are going to need to talk to an attorney, because otherwise you're going to be taking on the insurance companies, the adjusters, the defense attorneys, without knowing what your case is worth, how to litigate, how to get from the beginning of the case to the end. The deck is really stacked against you if you don't get an attorney, and the consultation's free.
There's an old saying, he who represents himself is a fool for a client. And that's true if they try to do that in the personal injury arena, especially.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. What are some other reasons why an injured victim should consult an attorney?
Well, a lot of times callers will call me and they'll have cases and they will say, how do I get medical treatment? I don't have health insurance. What do I do? Sure,
and in this economy, we know a lot of people have lost health insurance and they may not be able to afford the treatment. So what advice do you give them?
Well, if they call the adjuster is going to offer no help. They're going to say, get the treatment and let us know when it's over, and then they'll evaluate the claim. The problem is, there can be a gap in care, which can really hurt the value of the case, even when someone is seriously injured. Right. If you call the attorney is going to be able to get you to doctors who will treat on a lien, or if you need to see surgeons or pain management doctors, there are companies that will fund that if you have an experienced personal injury attorney representing you.
All right, and what factors do you and does the insurance company evaluate when they look to put a dollar figure on what a case is worth?
Well, they love to look at the case and say, well, there's low property damage or there's gaps in care. They focus on the things that are going to let them pay less. As the personal injury attorney representing the injured victim, we look at what gives the case value, and that is the injuries, how permanent, how serious are they, what kind of medical treatment you're going to need, what that medical treatment costs, lost wages, both past and future, and pain and suffering, and that's how it negatively impacts the victim's life.
And is it important for someone to call an attorney that just specializes in the legal area?
It absolutely is. I think it's just like anything else. You get good at what you do, a lot of, and you certainly, if you needed to have a knee surgery, you'd go to a surgeon that specializes in knees and does that every single day. So hiring a personal injury attorney rather than just someone who's kind of a jack of all trades, I think that the result is going to be far, far superior.
Yeah. Richard, how can someone reach you, and Gary as well? How does someone find you if they need your help? Well,
my office is in Snellville, and I can be reached at 678-638-6035, and I have a website as well, griffinlawfirm.net.
Fantastic. Thank you, gentlemen, both for being with us, and we'll have you next time back here on the Legal Lifeline. Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Stay with us, everybody. Our next story, we'll see what happens when a refrigerator isn't installed correctly.
I stepped right in front of the refrigerator, and you could feel how soggy the floor was. And if someone was really heavy, they would have probably had a large hole in the floor.